This digital light technology is incredible. Not only is it tracking the car in front of me and blacking them out because I've got my full beam on, but it's also tracking all the cars on the right hand side as well. And on top of that as well, if I go over a lane marking, so let's go over here, it will tell me off and say, hey, you've gone over, and it'll even put a projection on the floor as well. Now, headlight technology has changed over the years. Initially it used to be called Intelligent Light System in the world of Mercedes, then Multi-Beam LED came out in 2016, and then this one. This one is called Digital Light, and Mercedes have been very kind enough to lend me this car for a few days so I can drive it way over there in the dead of night. So I've just got to wait till it gets to sunset and then we can take it for a spin. Now, the previous system in Mercedes was called Multi-Beam LED, and this comprised of around 84 LEDs in each headlamp, which was pretty cool because it could individually turn these LEDs off and give you light where you needed it and turn off the light where you don't need it. Digital light though has over 1 million per headlight housing, and these are kind of called micro mirrors, so I'm curious to see how this works. So yes, that's 2 million per car. There's 2 million in this car here, so really wanting to try it out, and obviously be able to try it on these roads here where I took a very similar car out, and it was really good multi-beam LED. So let's see what digital light's like. Right guys, well, while I'm waiting for the sunset, which is almost there, there is one cool thing you can do on the kind of exit animations. So if we go into Home, Settings, Lights, Welcome and Farewell Projection, you've got a choice of Digital Rain or Star Wave. I'm not actually seeing these. Let's do Digital Rain. So if I turn this off, we should see... Oh yeah, look! Literally just like raining light. There they are. Alright, what's the other one look like? Let's put it all back on again. That's the startup animation, which they kind of all do. The other one is Star Wave. Oh yeah, all the Mercedes stars. Cool. Oh, it finishes off with the Mercedes logo. See, now, this is the thing. It's so accurate with what it can do. Apparently it's got a HDMI-like kind of projector in it. Now, obviously you can't use HDMI in it to actually like play things, but it's that accurate that it should be able to manipulate the light out on the open road. Well, I think it's dark enough, so because everyone's using their full beam on this road here, so let's give it a go. Okay guys, well, first and foremost, the main feature, Adaptive High Beam Assist. This is the main reason why you'd want to get digital light in the first place if you're wondering to opt for it for a car, or you've seen it on the car and want to see its main feature. It's this. Here is your curtain of light. You can just see everything then when it's pitch black. So basically it'll do full beam, and it kind of draws the light out in front of you. But what is very clever is when cars come towards you, it adapts all of that full beam, keeps full beam on wherever possible, but darkens it down where the kind of headlights are coming, and can even do it for street signs and things like that as well. So let's go find another car. So here comes another car, and you'll see it's made a cutout literally of light around them. So literally as soon as you go past, it will then give it full beam again on the right, full beam again, like that. And it happens so quickly as well. Now obviously all of this is an assistance system, so whoever is sat in this seat is responsible for what happens, so you've got to obviously make sure you don't blind other road users, but it does take the strain off from driving. I have driven this road many times before on my old car. So here it blacked out that car there. See the black on the road? And then it'll do full beam again. Yeah, so I've driven on this road many times before with halogen lights, and it's borderline not safe because you can't see anything, whereas a light technology like this is so cool. You can see so far ahead. I mean, hopefully my cameras can pick it up. I'm using GoPros here, and they are not the best at recording inside. That's why I've got this very bright light on me here. But yeah, look, a little bit of black around them, and then full beam again. It's so cool. And that's only one of the features of digital light. That's the main reason why you'd probably get it. There are some others as well. Another really cool thing is a new thing compared to multi-beam LED. If you go over a lane marking, I'm sure everyone's heard of lane keeping assist and that sort of thing that most manufacturers have these days, but certainly on this car, if you go over a lane marking, it can actually tell you, hey look, you've gone over a lane marking, but actually project a symbol on the floor, which is incredible because lights years ago would never have been able to do that. So here we go, we can put digital light to the test with multiple cars and turns. So as we go down here, we've got a car approaching us, and of course tracking that car in front as well. Let's see what it does actually here, because we're going to be going up a hill in a second, and there's a slight bend. So there we go, you can see it like tracking it to some degree. Round the corner, see, look at that, it's keeping it literally in the black. Yeah, this is definitely more accurate than multi-beam LED. I kind of knew it was based on paper, like from what I'd read, but not actually really used it out in, well, this sort of scenario anyway. Now another thing is called city lighting. Now multi-beam LED did have this, so I think it's exactly the same thing, but still good to know. Basically, if you kind of look at the lights at the moment, this is just normal dipped beam as it is. And you kind of got this flat beam all the way across, and it kind of goes over to where that yellow sign is over there that roughly says, I think it says solar farm. But look here, if I put it in drive and I go to say do a very tight turn in the city or something, as you go to turn the steering wheel, the light comes on over there. So now I can see literally where I'm going. So it's literally shining all the way over to the road, even though the car's kind of facing this way. So yeah, that's quite cool. Now, although I can't show this next one particularly well, there is a thing called bad weather light, just because tonight it's, well, not raining, surprisingly. It usually does. But yeah, what can happen is sometimes when the road surface is very reflective from all the water, as you have full beam on, you'll have the light will shine back up into your eyes. And what this system will do is actually kind of turn off the light at the bottom. So you have light kind of further ahead, but it'll just reduce it here to stop the glare back into your eyes. Honestly, they think of everything. Now, modern car lights are so sophisticated these days, not even this system, but a lot of them are, that you don't actually need front fog lights. Now this one takes it one step further, it kind of has the fog lights almost built into it. So if I switch the rear fog light on, it will also do some things to the front as well. So if you see where the front beam is there, it's kind of in line with the, I guess it looks like a kind of white broken sign just below that 20 sign. So if I turn it on, not only does it go up slightly, the kind of beam, so it goes up by what looks like probably about an inch from that distance. So obviously it's probably like millimeters like in the actual headlight, but it also turns off the lights over here on the right. So yeah, literally here. So if I turn that rear fog light back on again, it also turns that light off over there. So the light is literally just visible here. And again, you might be able to see that adjustment there. So it just goes up and down slightly. Now another thing as part of all these assistance things is a thing called spotlight. Now sadly I didn't have anyone I could ask to volunteer to do this, and you'll see why. But basically on all these dark roads that I've been driving on, say for example someone was in the middle of the road for some reason in the dead of night like this, maybe they're crossing a road or something, what it can actually do is put these little spots of light in front of you to kind of let you know there's an object or someone there, and it'll kind of flash at you. Now Mercedes actually have footage of this just here, so I can show you what it looks like. But yeah, I mean, it's useful to have all these safety things. I don't know when that would activate, as sadly I said I didn't have anyone who was willing to come out in the dead of night and stand in the middle of the road. That's just a recipe for disaster, so I wasn't going to try that out. But yeah, this feature exists, which is good, just in case. Now another thing is it can also project a roadwork symbol onto the road. Now again, all these symbols that are projected onto the road will vary around the world, but what it can do is actually put a roadwork symbol on the road in front of you, and also some lines, like a little box, to kind of keep you in the middle of the lane markings, because they can sometimes be a little bit smaller. I don't know if that is valid for the UK. I did drive this through some roadworks and it didn't come up with anything, so I'm going to presume no. But as these cars are connected to the internet through Mercedes Me, if their regulations or anything like that changes, then they might potentially get an update in the future, you never know. Lastly is a thing called topographical compensation. I can never get that word right, but basically you'll find that we saw it earlier, literally, as we were driving round. The lenses of the light will move, the little mirrors, micro mirrors, they'll move and kind of compensate for the car going up and down the hill. Now, obviously, it will do it slightly. It can't do it too much, just because some hills can be, you know, have a higher gradient than others. But it's still good. It'll be a bit more accurate than multi-beam LED, where it was just a static kind of thing and didn't move and only went left and right. This can do the up and down movement as well. And I'd imagine on something probably like an S-Class that has air suspension, it can probably do it even further. Now, a popular request from you guys when I did the multi-beam LED video, I do remember your comments. You basically said, what does it look like from the other driver's point of view? Well, I have a volunteer lined up for that one, so we're going to drive there now and we'll put a camera on the other car and then we're going to drive at each other in the night and we'll see what it looks like, kind of literally in pitch black like this. Okay guys, so camera car at the ready and we have digital light on right now. So we've got digital light on the left hand side here and we'll be able to see what it looks like on my camera car in front. So it shouldn't look any different really. So I've got full beam just here but then not there. But the thing I know you guys wanted to see is what it looks like when you drive towards each other, which we will do in just a second. It's going to be a very dark road that we'll be on. So I'm curious to see as well, but I'm sure it might just look like normal dip lights, which I'm guessing is what it probably should be. Anyway, let's try it out. Okay, right then guys, so let's see what this looks like from the other person's point of view when they drive towards me. So camera car is all ready. I have full beam on. Just need to make sure there's no other cars coming to make sure we get the right clip that I want to show. So, approaching the brow of the hill. Here he comes. Okay, so full beam on, and then we'll get a little cutout of that car. There we go. So there's the black. And another bit of black as well. Another car behind, and then full beam again. There we go. Wow, there we go guys, that is Mercedes-Benz digital light. I'm curious to see what you think in the comment section down below. It's some pretty sophisticated light technology. See it just literally switching off here because it knows I'm going out onto the main road, so it's pretty clever. So yeah, I'm curious to see what you guys think. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section. Like and subscribe as always, and of course if you have any suggestions, let me know in the comment section down below and I might just cover your particular topic or your suggestion. So guys, thank you so much for watching, see you next week.